Welcome to the Lord of the Coins. Today we're going to be going over a technical analysis of ADA or Cardano. Before we get started, I wanted to give a quick shout out to my Discord, as I'm giving a lot of trade calcs here and they're coming a lot sooner than the ones that I do on YouTube. And a lot of members are taking the trades here and they're making great profits. So if you go to the profits page, you can see that I did 1,088% on one of my trades. And we had another member do 645%. If you look up here, we had another member do upwards to 55,000 in almost 2 days, which is pretty insane. So yeah, come join the Discord. There's a lot of room to learn here. And if you're just starting out, we also do have everything organized where you can learn out your breakout patterns. And yeah, you can just kind of go through everything one by one, and it's all organized here for you. We also do like 1 to 10K challenges very frequently, and I give daily market updates, kind of tell you everything I'm learning in the markets and that I'm hearing, like all the news, and kind of help you prepare for what's to come. And yeah, it's just a great community here, and we're all here to help you learn and kind of grow together as a trader. So make sure to join. So when I see Cardano, I can instantly see that we do have this descending triangle, which is definitely a bearish pattern. So let's put it like here. Thing is, I don't use these patterns as patterns to trade off of, but rather to visualize where liquidity is. For example, when retail goes short, just say retail went short here, they're gonna place their stop losses right above this trend line, right? Because in their view, if it breaks this trend line, then it is breaking out of the structure and it's going to retest and possibly move up, and vice versa. If it breaks down, it's going to possibly retest and go down. But instead of viewing like that, I like to view it as areas of liquidity. It just helps me visualize where smart money is going to try to take money from retail, which you can see that they did right here. When they did that, they wiped out all of the liquidity right here. So that is how I view these trading patterns. So make sure to really note that, because visualizing liquidity is probably one of the most important things. And I'm also doing this on the daily chart, because when the big boys, when they trade, they trade on the daily chart. They don't go down to the 5-minute to trade. They have a lot of money to move and they do it on the daily chart. So we want to be trading on the same chart as them. So liquidity, I know I keep on throwing the word around, liquidity. What is liquidity? An analogy I heard from my mentor is that liquidity is like fuel for a Ferrari. The Ferrari needs fuel to go anywhere. For example, the market makers, they cannot move the market up before they take liquidity from below, and vice versa. They cannot go down until they take liquidity from above. So definitely, whenever I'm charting, I'm always looking at relatively equal highs or relatively equal lows, such as this, as those are absolutely great targets for price action to head towards. And as you can see, we've gone below, taken all of this liquidity right here. So yep, that is something that I always look for initially. And when I was looking at ADA, I 100% did not want to go long here because I saw these equal lows. If I wanted to go long on ADA, I was going to wait until these equal lows get taken. But now that it's taken, we have to now try to find out exactly how much lower it's going to go, because ADA has just been grinding down since when? August 2021. It's just been literally just grinding down. So I'm not gonna go long on ADA until I see some sort of break of structure or confluence to really back up a smart trade on this token here. So let's do some analysis on this. Let's get started. So now that we've broken down, we want to see exactly where it's going to head, right? So let's see. So So the first thing I look for are relatively equal lows, since it's going down. And you can see we have relatively equal lows right here. So I'll just mark these with a line, and I'll call this sell stop liquidity. Same thing with this, SSL. That is just shorthand. Other things I'll look for are other confluences such as fair value gaps. And as you can see, we do have a daily fair value gap right here. I'll mark it out with the gray box. A fair value gap is just an imbalance in price structure, where the way to find them is you take a candle body, and if there's space between the wick below it and the wick above it, that is known as a fair value gap. So bring this forward. Oh, it seems like we have already hit this fair value gap and we have filled it. So this could be a point of reversal for Cardano, but let's see if we can find any more confluences. We'll look for order blocks. So before this large move up, we take the last bearish candle, which is a bullish order block right here. We'll drag that along as well. We have not filled this order block yet, so I'd still be pretty hesitant on filling this order block. We did clear a lot of liquidity, but there is a lot of liquidity left below, even these equal lows down here. Although I don't believe we'll get down here, but if we do, this would be a great point, because not only is there liquidity, there's probably order blocks down here too. I'd probably consider this whole block an order block as well. And even this right here, I consider this a daily order block. So if we brought those across, those would be great points of interest as well. The other thing I'm going to look at is volume. As you can see, we have volume nodes right here. So let me highlight these. This node of volume and this node of volume right here. If I draw lines from them, get this horizontal, I'll draw another line right here. So these are nodes of volume where there's just a lot of orders here. That's why the volume is so high. It's probably due to all the orders that were placed here. And as you can see, we pretty much just bounced off of one of these volume nodes. But as for a very short-term price prediction on ADA, I still think this is going to grind down. We might see some up movement, some down movement. It might be really choppy, but the two places I would look for a bounce in ADA are into this order block right here, and if you could see some sort of break of structure, maybe a reverse head and shoulders, this might be a good area to long ADA. If we do end up taking all of this liquidity right here and price action does chop down, this giant node of volume right here, on top of being inside an order block and all of the sell side liquidity being taken, or sell stop liquidity, this would also be a great area to long. And don't ever, if you see ADA start to go up, I would not FOMO into this pump. You know, just know that nothing ever pumps forever, and nothing ever dumps forever. So there's never really any reason to FOMO into any of these coins. Just wait for good trades, wait for a good return on your investment, and to lower your risk, because especially in crypto, trading is very, very risky. So there's literally no reason to FOMO, because just say you miss Cardano, there's 1,000 other coins that are giving you opportunities right in front of you. So just word of advice, just never FOMO. It's not worth it. And as far as my prediction on this, you know, just remember, I'm trying to give you guys probabilities, not exact predictions, because if I could exactly predict the markets, I'd be extremely rich. You know, I'd probably be hanging out with Bill Gates and Elon Musk. So yeah, these are just, this is what I see and what I think are the highest probability chances of reversal for, you know, long trades on ADA, and kind of areas where I think would be very smart to DCA in. And if you don't know what DCA means, it means dollar cost average. It just means to kind of start to buy as price is heading down, so you can average out your costs for, you know, for a more safe entry. And usually that's how I take trades too. I don't just enter at a price unless I'm very certain that is the price or point of rejection. If I'm entering a trade right here, usually I will just, you know, if it's filling this order block, I would buy here in this order block, buy here, and buy here, and then set my stop underneath this order block. And I'd probably buy, if I had like $100, I go with $10 first, then I'll go with like $30, and then I would go with like the final 60 that I wanted to spend on that trade. So yeah, make sure you trade smart, manage your risk, and yeah, I'm literally just giving you guys my idea of the best possible scenarios for ADA. And yeah, and something else that I learned from my mentor is that you never want to try to take as many trades as possible, but rather it's just better to take as many great trades as possible. So don't just go chasing after like 10 trades in a week. Instead, you can just go for those 3 trades that you are very certain on. And if you win 2 of those 3, it's better than, you know, taking 10 trades and losing like 7 out of those 10. So take high quality trades. Don't try to take as many trades as possible. Just a word of advice. But yeah, you know, the economy is pretty iffy right now. I see a lot more downside in the economy for at least, you know, like 6 to 12 months. So if Cardano is a project you're really interested in, just keep an eye on it. I think it's going to keep on grinding down. We might see some relief here where you can possibly buy and probably make a decent trade. An RR on this would be like a 35% gain, you know, something alongside that. So definitely, if you want to be trading, this is a good area to look at. And pretty much this is also a great area to look at for trading. But if dollar cost averaging is your, you know, your main bread and butter, then I would say probably anything under 30 cents is probably a good dollar cost averaging area. So this is my take on Cardano. Personally, I'm not too bullish on this project. I think it's going to grind down a lot, and you know, maybe if you can find another floor, I might be interested in going long on this. But I think overall there are other coins that I'd rather put my money in at the moment, but I don't think Cardano is a bad project. It has a really good following as well. I think that's the main thing about it. It just has a very good support base. And yeah, if this is a project you're very bullish on, these are my levels. So let me clean this up a little bit. So I'll mark out these levels with a highlighter. So anything in this zone seems good, and anything in this zone seems good. So pretty much anything in these 2 gray boxes is something I would look for as far as either dollar cost averaging or trading, me personally. So if it ever gets down to price levels down here, I will definitely be going long on Cardano. So yeah, if you guys like this content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell, as a lot of my content is going to be time sensitive. Yeah, thank you. See you guys next time.